Hello, everyone. My name is AP the Weird One, and we are back with a review of sorts. This time, we're going to look at Digimon Last Evolution Kizuna. I had watched it yesterday, and I kind of had some thoughts. One of the main ones is I misjudged this movie. I had heard of the plot, got a summary of the movie and everything, and I kind of thought this was just very dumb, especially the fact that the bond forms a bond of courage or bond of bravery and bond of friendship. I wasn't too keen on that either. But having watched the movie last night, I really had a different outlook. Now the movie does have a little bit of problems, but it's overall not necessarily it's not necessarily a bad movie. I think it's really good. The big thing being this movie is absolutely gorgeous, just extremely beautiful. It looks fantastic. I mean, this artwork from the DB definitely exemplifies it. But yeah, it's a very good looking movie, and it's also a bit of a bookend movie tying back to original Digimon Adventure and Digimon the movies, both our war game and I forget this Digimon Adventure the first the Digimon Adventure movie. Hold on, which one is that one called? Hold on, maybe we'll get to it. What? Oh, I mean, just Digimon Adventure movie. Yeah, okay. Going back to where we were, I guess we'll do the box. So yeah, so the initial premise, just having the kids grow up, no longer wanting to fight and everything, was a bit off-putting at first. I didn't like the thought, once you're Digidestined, you're kind of always wanting to live. You can live your normal life, but you're always gonna be called back in the called back into for the fray. And I kind of misjudged that. That was very wrong of me to actually say, because it's like being like a soldier, basically, in the sense that there are those who are committed to being part of the war, fighting constantly, and then there are those that they just want to kind of live a normal life, like Sora. I mean, subsequently even Mimi, Izzy. I mean, I think all of them. Is it cool to have their Digimon partners? Yeah, but they don't necessarily need to go in a fight. It's just their Digimon partners are kind of like a family member. You could say you enjoy them, but if they go, it's kind of the end. And I think that's another way of looking at this. Our Digimon partners are like family members, and you couldn't even say the main villain, Bellucci. When she lost Morphomon, she had never lost a family member. It was something very special, or that was like kind of like their own, like the only family member. I don't know. It was just an interesting point. Like she didn't know how to grieve for it properly, or in maybe her family just didn't do well. That she definitely had a different outlook. I mean, she considering that Digimon got reborn and everything, it definitely screwed up. But it's in many respects, Digimon are like family members. When you've hit your prime, like it's time to let go. And I hadn't looked at it from that angle, and watching the movie made me realize that. Now, Matt, on the other hand, like his journey, like him wanting to become the defense force and everything, you could say is a little bit contradictory. He could still have Gabumon, but I mean, it's understandable, like a different kind of defense force, or being going into space. You could see a different angle, and then maybe Tai. I mean, he could have Agumon, but it's not necessarily for him to be what he becomes, like a bit of a diplomat. But yeah, it was overall a good movie. I meant to watch it English sub, but I watched it dub. Still a good performance. I mean, especially considering that Angemon's voice actor passed away. So in some ways, it's very nice. And hearing, I think Seth Dillon, the voice actor for Tai, I believe. Hold on. All right, I guess it. Hold on. It was Joshua Seth. Joshua Seth as Tai. Yeah. So he definitely felt like Yeah, he definitely felt like it felt like Tai. Everybody else, I would say maybe Kari was the one that was a little bit off-putting. I was definitely was an original voice actor, or maybe she just kind of grew up. But the performances were very good, and like I said, visually it was good. The music felt good. What bugged me about the visually though is the fact that we haven't got a Digimon season as good looking. Like I think you could easily have something on par or very close to it from modern animation. And the fact that Digimon is stuck in the past, it really does suck. I mean, even if like something Digimon Try like levels of quality would have been fine. I think the best looking anime we have is probably uh, Digimon Universally Apply Monsters, but that's so people probably would rather have something a little bit different. Bellucci was an interesting character. I liked her. I liked her performance. I liked her as a character. I mean I could see where she was coming from. The her sidekick, which I'm going to say he's the FBI agent. I think he could have been done better executed. I thought he was actually just Aosmon in disguise or something. I don't know. I thought his plot point could have been done a little bit differently. Uh, but the battles were really good. In the beginning we have Parrotmon, and we see Aosmon versus Omnimon, Aosmon Ultimate. That was still really good. And then of course we have the final Omnimon fight, Omnimon versus Aosmon Mega, which man, that was a brutal fight with Omnimon. And I can see why the directors kind of like what they were going for, not wanting to have Omnimon again. One, this is a very big size, and Omnimon hasn't really dealt with just large creatures. You could say you needed something to surpass those forms, especially with because I mean Armageddon lost against Armageddon Mon, and Ordinimon he needed more power, so it kind of makes sense that another form was necessary given the history with Omnimon. But yeah, that fight was just brutal, and it was really good. It was visually loving. I liked all the things, but we do have to move on. I do want to move on to the actually no. Before we move on to the Bond forms, I do want to some things that were a little bit jarring, and just from a personal taste. I is Matt and Ty just drinking beer just seemed kind of weird to me, given I don't drink or anything. It was a little bit off putting, and then Ty having smut is also a bit weird. But I'm like, okay, I can see they're very adults. It's very weird. It feels like if they're like the high school age seems like the perfect version of them, but what I don't mind the adult forms. I like that Ty was still still gung ho. Like he was able to push forward. Like he knew he was a leader, even if he had to say goodbye. He was just kind of stuck. He was thinking that these events would push him forward, and they were kind of necessary. He kind of needed to lose his partner, realize what to lose. He needed to lose in order to move forward. Same with Matt. This was very much there, needed to push in the right direction. I think Ty could have. I think Ty should have stuck being a soccer player in general. But hey, whatever. But let's move on to the Bond forms. I still don't love them. And what something that I really didn't realize during this fight was that I did not like a tanned Gabumon Bond of friendship. His tan skin just felt very off-putting. I don't know. It's the humanoid aspect of these two just does not jive. Like I wanted something more bestial. I'll straight up admit it. I wanted to see Metal Garurumon and War Greymon in this movie. There was just a craving to see them just because they're so raw bestial. And it's like, man, I that made me realize I really wish we had Victory Greymon and Zed Garurumon. Like they would have been so perfect for this movie. Like because they're special, they're not normal evolutions. It would have made sense. However, I do see that they want to keep those to the regular Agumon 2006 version, not so much in Gaomon. They want to keep them to those respective lines. But still, I felt like they could have been perfect for it. It's like seeing those two on screen and just beating the crap out of Aosmon would have been fun. And also the fight between, I think, Aosmon Omega and these two was just like, was very over and done with. They didn't want to go all the extra mile. Like the Omnimon fight was sort of the more important thing. Like if they had like if Omnimon in his beaten state had kind of digivolved into say like Omnimon Zwart or Merciful Mode or even X, like it would have been kind of been a little bit better. Like he not like digivolved and people came together. Omnimon Zwart I don't think would have made sense, but or maybe even Omnimon Zwart defeat would have been interesting. But like, that wouldn't have been felt very in tone with the movie. I think you needed some like you would need the Bond forms or Victory Greymon Zedgarurumon. And I do appreciate the ending. Like it was a very happy ending. And one of the reasons I wanted to watch this movie is because we're getting the next like a little short OVA thing in during Digimon Con, and I'm glad I really watched it. Even if the last fight wasn't good, I still appreciate the overall structure of it. It was it was a really good movie. I really did enjoy it. It's just the same where we don't have any other Digimon quality as like this. I do like this more than the movie that came out in 02, the beginning. That felt very, very bit lackluster. But yeah, it was cool. And like, I appreciate like kind of had like some different outfits, whatever. It was very nice. Good movie. I'm glad I watched it. Some other thoughts. I found it kind of weird that they said Parrotmon in the beginning wasn't very aggressive. The first time with Parrotmon was aggressive. And I think other occurrences, like I think it's been brutal. So I was like, really now? I don't know. That was a very fun take. Aosmon. Aosmon's design is actually pretty crack. Like it's like the previous I think we should. Let's go to this actually. Let's go to Aosmon Adult. Aosmon Adult in the anime seemed very friendly looking, like very calm and peaceful looking. Like you could, it was artificial, but it had more life to it than I was expecting. Like even the ultimate, like you would see it kind of had like a bit of a smile to it. It was just something very pleasant about it, and like I didn't like it when it had its mouth open, but like when it just was kind of around Baluki, Manila, and just around the kids, whatever. That was also very nice. It was just kind of nice and very serene. It's a design that I like a lot more. Aosmon, this artwork does not do it justice. It probably was my least favorite form during the fight, but it wasn't necessarily like it. It still looked really good, and seeing how brutal it beats Omnimon was still very cool. I just found like the other Aosmon just stuck out just a little bit better. They were just, I don't know, something calm, peaceful, relaxing. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Aosmon return. It's not my favorite villain, but it's still a really good design. I really definitely appreciated it. In terms, I guess so we'll end it here. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, definitely go give it a watch. Either English dub or subbed. I do find it funny that the only way to actually watch it is to watch it through Apple TV. I rented it. Even the couple of the third-party websites that I used, I did not see it. I'm like, I thought it was a bit strange. Like the Digimon movies are how they're distributed. It was interesting. Like I was looking to rewatch Digimon Try, and like Digimon Lost is like only the way available like through Crunchyroll and YouTube. I'm like, why is that? It just seemed very strange. I don't know. I have that itch to want to rewatch it, even though I don't have a strong liking for it. Though it does have one of my favorite villains designs. I will give credit where it's due. But yeah, just a bit interesting. In terms of Digimon movies, I do have one more to watch. Digimon Savers. I think I will try to watch it this weekend, either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'll do it right here. I was gonna save this review for Bayoneko, but Bayoneko isn't ready yet, so I'll have a little early sneak peek into the reviews. And this is a good kind of celebration for Digimon Con. With that being said, I'll end the video here. Hopefully, have a wonderful day. Really do check it out. Buy it on DVD or watch it. Watch it on Apple TV. It's a worth the watch. I liked it. I gave it too much hate, and I'm apologizing to Toei Animation and the creators. This was it was nice, and I'm looking forward to the next installment. I think it's Digimon Brave. Anyway, see you guys next time.